Walmart has a brand new pack of microfiber towels. This is a 100 pack from their Auto Drive lineup. Now, Auto Drive is a brand trademark that is owned by Walmart, so this is their specific brand, but it's really cool. 4 different colors in the pack. Blue, green, kind of a gray, and a yellow. So we're gonna jump into this, and we're also gonna be jumping into the other items from Walmart, the other packs of microfibers here. So I'm gonna be taking a look at each of these in depth, and there are really 3 numbers that you wanna kind of consider when you're looking at your microfiber towels. Number 1 is GSM, or grams per square meter. This is the overall weight of the material. Now, in my detailing business, I operate with 300 GSM and up. I don't go below that unless it's something for like, specific to like windows or something like that. I don't mind a lower GSM there. But typically 300 GSM and up. Now, the second number that you want to look at is the content of the actual microfiber. The blend, 80-20, 70-30. Now, on all of these are going to be a blend of polyester and polyamide. Typically, I usually run an 80-20 or a 70-30 blend on my towels. That's what I prefer. Just with that, you're getting more of the premium content in it. It's going to give you less chance of causing any scratching. It should give you more absorbency, all that kind of good stuff. So I always stick at 80-20 and above. Now, none of these are going to be that. These are all like an 87-13 blend. So not ideal there, so keep that in mind. These are not something that I would be using if I'm doing any sort of paint correction or anything like that. Anything where I'm concerned about leaving any marring in the paint. You can use them on the exterior, especially if you have like a white car, silver car, you're not gonna show a bunch of stuff. But ideally, you would want a more premium towel for the outside. But these things are gonna be awesome for wheels, awesome for interiors, and good for windows as well. Now, they may create some linting, which is a huge pain in the butt when you're cleaning your window, you're rubbing it, and as it starts to dry, you see little specks of lint being left behind. Really a pain in the butt there. That's why I like using specialty window towels, or I'll use a 200 GSM that I have available on my site. It's just a lower pile. It gives you a lot less opportunity to leave any linting behind. Or you can go with the specific window towels, waffle weaves, smooth towels, all that kind of stuff that you can get from Auto Fiber, the Rag Company, and a bunch of other brands. I have some listed on my site, so I'll link that in the description for you guys. But otherwise, you can go to theragcompany.com or autofiber.com and see them there as well. And the third number that we're going to be looking at is the size of the towel. Typically, as a professional detailer, in the professional detailing segment of things, 16 by 16 is a standard size of microfiber towel. That way you can fold it in 4s. You still have enough coverage to fit your hand really nicely. Here's one here. This is a 16 by 16 edgeless towel here. This is 300 GSM, 80-20 blend. And again, edgeless, which I personally prefer. Just leaves it where you don't have anything on the edge that can potentially cause scratching, and it also is tagless. I don't like having a tag on my towel because it can cause scratching. So back to these towels from Walmart. The great thing about these is they are very, very cost effective and easy to get, right? Your local Walmart has them. The problem is the sizes are a little bit off. I don't love the sizing of them. But again, we'll look at that pack by pack so we can really break that down. So let's go ahead and pop this first one open, this new 100 pack, and see how it looks. So once again, 100 pack, 4 different colors, which is awesome. 100 towels, you have 12 by 16 inch. Again, it's not my favorite size, but for the price, it may be worth it. Now, for this new 100 pack, they do show the contents of the microfiber is 87 polyester, 13% polyamide. It also shows that it is multi-purpose, super absorbent, and safe for all surfaces, used wet or dry, and ideal for home, auto, and more. Now, we know the size, we know the blend, but we don't know the GSM or grams per square meter, and again, that is a huge indicator and if it's something that I want to use. So I actually set up a scale over here. Now, a square meter is equal to 1,550 inches. So we're going to take that, we're going to weigh these out, look at the size of these, do the little mathematical equation, and we'll tell you what the GSM is, or roughly at least. Okay, so here is the towel, number 1 out of the bag. Now, one thing that I absolutely love about it, it is tagless. No tags that you have to worry about tearing off. I love that, very, very nice. The microfiber itself seems pretty thin, and you can definitely see, I'm just holding it up to light over here, and I can see light shining through it. So it doesn't seem to be a very, very thick towel. Again, 87-13 blend, 12 inches by 16 inches. Let's go ahead and throw it on the scale. Okay, so here's the scale. I have the towel just folded up so that we can actually see. Now, one thing to note is this does have a surged edge on it, and I don't think that these microfiber companies really take that into account when they're measuring out the weight. And what I mean by that is I think they basically have a big sheet of the microfiber at whatever weight or GSM that it is. I don't think they take into account adding more thread to create a surged edge or anything like that. You'll get a kind of slight variance between something with an edge on it versus something that's edgeless. The edgeless ones typically come in a little bit less versus these come in a little bit higher, but you got to keep that in mind because this surged edge isn't really effective when considering the GSM, right? If it's adding weight, it's not the actual towel, it's just this edge, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to take the towel, I'm going to go ahead and lay it down on the scale, You can see it's all on there, just folded up, and it is showing 28 grams. Now, accounting for the size and the weight that we just got, the 28 grams, that comes to 226 GSM. But again, with the surged edge, it's probably a little bit less than that. We're gonna put it right about 200 GSM for these towels. So not an ideal GSM, but this 100 pack retails for $24.97, bringing it down to basically 25 cents per towel, which is a pretty good price. Now, would I use these personally? Yeah, I would. On interiors or surfaces that I'm not too concerned with scratching, I would definitely use these. Windows possibly, as long as there's no linting issues. Not bad. The size, again, is not my favorite because instead of getting a nice perfect square when you fold it up, you get a rectangle. And that just doesn't fit your hand super well. Now, if you haven't used the 16 by 16, this probably won't bug you. For me, I'm used to the 16 by 16. This for sure will bug me. Now we have 5 other packs to look at here. I'm just gonna go to this next one here, the one that's on the roll. I have some notes on the back here, but this is a 75 pack. This thing retails for $14.97, bringing the total cost to 20 cents per towel. These are only a 12 by 12 inch though, so again, smaller than I like, but I have reviewed these in the past and I absolutely love these just to keep in the car, keep around the shop. They're an awesome shop towel that you can reuse. And these are listed in 8713 blend. 12 by 12, GSM is not listed, so let's go ahead and weigh this one and see what this one is. Now I have a white pack that I've had for a while. You can see I'm getting down to it, but the really cool thing about this, since it's on a roll, they tear off. So I love that about them, but let's go ahead and check the GSM. Once again, I'm just gonna fold it up, 12 by 12, 8713 blend, edgeless, which is cool, I like that, but let's go ahead and throw it on the scale. So once again, tear it out to 0. We're gonna go ahead and toss it down, whoa, stuck to my hand there. Toss it down on the scale, and we are at 16 grams for a 12 by 12. And after doing the math, that comes out to 172 GSM is what this is showing. Again, this is edgeless, but at that GSM for sure, again guys, just like with those ones, it's just not high enough for me to use on the paint for sure. I would absolutely avoid it. But again, for windows, wheels, interior, all that kind of stuff where you need something quick, then this will work. And the fact that it comes on a roll and you can just leave it in your car is awesome. I really like these things. Again, not a premium microfiber, but I do recommend them. I like them a lot. Now next up, let's go ahead and go to this one. Again, we're doing it by pack size. The next ones are a 30, 30, and a 24. So this one comes in at 40 pieces. A 40 pack, and this retailed for $18.97. They list these as a 300 GSM, and they are a 14 by 17 inch towel. When we talk about the blend though, it is listed right here. I don't know if that's gonna focus for you, but it is an 87% polyester, 13% polyamide. So once again, 8713. Actually, I think this is the one that I thought was an 8020, so it's not. It's 8713. So it shows that it is a 300 GSM. Let's go ahead and pop this open and test it. See what it is. So pulling it out of the pack, it feels decent. Definitely feels more premium than the other ones, honestly. It feels a little more plush. Definitely feels better. It is another surged edge, so you do have that edge to it. So we do have to keep that in mind, and remember, account for the extra thread on that edge. But another benefit, the larger size, again, 14 by 17, and no tags. Now 14 by 17, again, not 16 by 16, but it is a larger material and it does fit my hand well. So I don't hate it. I still prefer 16 by 16, but I don't hate this. Let's go ahead and weigh it. Scale is teared out again. Here we go, plop it on the scale. And we are at 44 grams. So after doing the math, that definitely comes in a bit short, guys. We're actually listing at 286 grams. Again, with that surged edge, that's gonna add a little bit. So that's gonna take us down, probably say, I don't know, call it 280 GSM. And again, even with that surge edge. So 280, not 300, but relatively close. Again, these retail for $18.97 for a 40 pack, bringing us to 47 cents each. That's getting us right at that price point, basically as the Kirkland ones. The Kirkland ones, I would definitely go with over these. You're gonna get that 16 by 16 size. You do have a tag that is an absolute nightmare. It's a huge tag on the Costco ones. I hate that about them, but everything else, the towels are decent. Now next up is another one from their Platinum brand available at Walmart. And this is a cool pack, 30 pieces. Again, retails for $14.88, bringing you to about 49.50 cents a towel. These are actually listed as a 300 GSM, so we will check that as well. And these are an 8713 blend like all the others. Now, one thing to consider though is it's cool. They're all blue, but they do have a color combo of the edge. So you can use them for specific things and keep them separated that way. way, which is nice. Now, pulling it out of the pack, it is a dual pile towel, so one side is a little bit longer and more plush than the other one. I don't have any problem with that. It doesn't bother me at all. Size-wise, these are a 14 by 16, so we're getting closer to being a square, but it's just still not a square, but not bad. Once again, the other ones are 14 by 17, didn't bother me as much, and these don't as well. The surged edge, again, we do have to take this into account when we're weighing it, because this will add some weight. But here we go, let's go ahead and throw it on the scale. I will say the microfiber feels much softer on this one. Once again, scale is all teared out to 0, toss it on the scale, and here we go, 38 grams. And we're coming in even shorter on this one versus the other one. Which one was the other one? Let me see here. Oh, here. So this other pack from Platinum was rated at 300 GSM as well. Again, we came in under that, but relatively close. This one is coming out at 263 GSM. So again, once you remove that surged edge, we're probably like actual microfiber content, I'm putting this at 250, so definitely not 300. Now we've got 2 left. These are both from the AutoDrive brand, and both of these retail for $9.97. This one is a 30 pack, and you do have 3 colors, which is nice. Versus this one is a 24 pack. You get 2 colors, but they advertise coral fleece. Now honestly, I didn't know what coral fleece microfiber was, so I looked it up online, and it looks like it's more of a, it says that it's more absorbent. I don't know, it may just be a marketing thing, I don't know. But I will say that these feel very, very soft. Another difference is this one is listed as an 8713 blend, whereas this one is listed a bit weird. So let me get my notes out of the way. But if you see here, it's actually listed 67% biconstituent fiber, which within that 67%, it is 80-20 polynylon, which is like polyamide. So, and then another 33% polyester. So if you do all that math, it comes to 8713 or right about there. So pretty much the same breakdown, it's just this one's written really weird. So to test, we're gonna open up this one first. This one is a surged edge. Again, no GSM listed, so let's go ahead and test it and see where it's at. This is a 14 by 14 size. Once again, it is tagless, which I really like, and 14 by 14, I do like that it's a complete square. So when you fold it up, it's gonna be nice in the hand. A little bit small, but at least it's equal. And pretty much the same pile on both sides, but I don't know if you guys can tell from this, it's like a fleece blanket. It's very, very soft. So we're gonna go ahead and weigh this one. Again, it does have the surged edge, so we have to kind of account for that a little bit. Let's lay it on there. And we are at 28 grams. Let me go ahead and do the calculation. And this one comes out to 221 grams per square meter. So again, if we take into the account of this surged edge, it's gonna drop it a bit, so maybe 200, 210, somewhere around there. But I will say, because of this coral fleece, I guess it is a difference, because this feels much heavier, or much nicer than the other ones do. Now this one, like I hold it up to the lights, I don't see any light shining through it significantly like the other ones. And last but not least, the 30 pack. This one is nice because it is, once again, 14 by 14, so we're getting that square. And it's nice that it gives you 3 different colors, so again, you can keep one for exteriors, one for interiors, one for windows. Again, I probably wouldn't use these on exteriors, at least not aggressively, but it is nice that they give you the 3 colors. Now this one, light definitely shows through it, and it is a dual pile towel. So you have the longer pile there, and on the other side, it's much, much shorter. Once again, no tags, and this one is edgeless, which I really, really like. But again, we can account for this to be slightly lower GSM overall, just because it doesn't have any extra material on that edge. So here we go, weighing it out, 0 grams, toss it on there, and we are at 26 grams. And that brings us to 205 GSM on this towel. Now, because this one's edgeless and this one had that surged edge, I'm gonna put these right in the same ballpark. As far as GSM content, they're gonna be the same. This one, however, is definitely softer feeling. I would have more, like this, I'm sure for dusting your dash and stuff, this probably works really, really well. It is more like a fleece blanket versus this one. Now, really quickly, guys, none of those came in at 300 GSM. They were all slightly under. Once again, even that 40 pack that looks similar to the one you would get at Costco is not, right? It's under that 300 GSM mark. Here is a towel from Costco. Here is the tag that I was telling you about that is hideous and an absolute nightmare. When you rip it out, which I always recommend because this can definitely scratch your car, when you rip it out, you still have a leftover edge there. Let me see if I can focus. I mean, this one actually came out pretty well, but there's definitely still some leftover tag in that surged edge. Not ideal, but it is what it is. These are a 16 by 16 size, which is my preferred size. Definitely more equivalent to anything in the detailing industry. So I like that. It does have that surged edge. And I'm gonna show you guys the difference in GSM, the actual overall weight with that surged edge versus one where I actually cut off just the edge, just barely the edge. So now we have an edgeless towel. I mean, it's obviously gonna fray over time because usually when they're edgeless, they're laser cut and they don't fray. This one probably will, but just so we can see the difference. And I actually already did this test, and guys, I have to tell you, I was absolutely shocked to find out what the GSM of these COSTCO towels are. I always assumed they're a 300 GSM. Let's go ahead and throw it on the scale and you guys can see for yourselves. Okay, tear it out, here it is. 16 by 16 COSTCO towel with the edge on it still. Go ahead and toss it on the scale. Listing at 60 grams. Let me go ahead and do the math for you guys. And shockingly, they come in at 363 GSM. Again, surged edge though, so slightly under that, but we're right around that 350 GSM with these things. Now they do show that they're an 80-20 blend as well, but again, better than the ones from Walmart. These are an 87-13. They are not 300 GSM versus the one from Costco is 16 by 16 size, a better size. It is over 300 GSM, right around that 300. We'll measure one without an edge just to see. And an 80-20 blend versus an 87-13. So superior in every way. That is 18 bucks, I think, for a 36 pack. So you're at the same price, right around that 50-cent mark per towel. So definitely go with the Costco ones. Now let's go ahead and weigh the one that I cut the edge off. As you can see, here it is, edgeless. There we go, and we'll scale down, 54 grams now. So we definitely cut off a good amount. We dropped it 6 grams. So let me go ahead and do the math. Okay, and now we are at 327 GSM. So there you go, right into between 325 to 350 GSM for the Costco towels. Again, I did cut off that surged edge, but I did take a little bit of the regular microfiber material with it. So just kind of keep that in mind. Right around that 350 though. Pretty impressive. I'm actually very, very impressed with that. So that's it for today's video. I hope that helps you. Just giving you guys some guidelines on which towels you should get. Should you go with those massive packs from Walmart, even though they may seem like a really good deal? The GSMs are quite a bit lower. The blend content is quite a bit lower. The sizes are always a little bit weird and come to a rectangle, so not my favorite. But if you're in a pinch, they'll get the job done. Just be careful on the exteriors. Versus that Costco one has exceeded my expectation. Now the problem with the Costco one is they buy so many of them that you can get into quality control issues. I think they get them from a lot of different suppliers. So it'll be something that I'll probably test over time. I'll buy a pack in another few months, test it out, see if it's still right about that 350 GSM mark or if it's lower or whatever else. But hopefully that gives you an idea where you guys can now go ahead and test your towels and see what GSM those are coming in at. Now there's always gonna be a little bit of variance to it, right? This is a towel that I sell on my site. I love these. These are an 80-20 blend, 300 GSM, 16 by 16 edgeless towel. Just so you guys can see here, 300 GSM, let's go ahead and measure it here, is what they're listed at. Again, zeroed out, toss it on there. And we're showing 50 grams. So definitely lower than the Costco ones, right? But that comes in at 302 GSM. So right on the spot here, you know, very, very accurate 300 GSM towel. This is what I use as my go-to in 99% of situations for my detailing needs. Again, you can buy these on my site. I'll link them down below. So there you go. Please make sure to like the video, make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next one.